Began to rain right at the end. He slithered through and won the race. He's the master of very tricky and changing conditions.
Right behind Mario, Jimmy Vasser, just a few hundred yards back, being challenged by Stefan Johansson, and Scott Goodyear has pulled up behind Johansson now.
You can watch Mario when he comes out of the turns. They're still a little bit hurting for traction, so they're still slipping and sliding a little bit.
Mario looking for any opportunity he can find. He can sense the prospect of moving up and being in the lead. Boy, wouldn't he like to do that in his final season.
Just watch Emo. He's going from one mirror to the other, trying to figure out where Mario is or where he's going to try a pass on him, because he knows, he can feel that Mario's there all the time.
Mario's morale is just plain high. Ever since Michael got back into IndyCar racing, it's just a father and son situation. He's just happy to have his son racing with him.
Looks like Scott Goodyear lost it just in that last corner. Yep, there he is, sitting against the wall. Maybe not against the wall, but backed right up to it.
In the runoff area for sure. That's where it's a little bit slippery right in there. No cars have really been running to dry it out.
Here is Scott Goodyear as he got in trouble just a few seconds ago. He's chasing Johansson.
Come down low to pass. That's where there's no cars running. It's slippery. Here he goes. Look at the right front tire locked up, just sliding in just like he's on ice.
You know what? That's where Mansell just went off.
Absolutely.
It must be very tricky there.
Must be very unpredictable all around this course, but especially there.
What they're trying to do is to pass on the inside. That's the good place to pass out break guys. Unfortunately, nobody's been racing down there.
Well, when Michael Andretti comes around to pass the start-finish line this time, he will conclude half the distance of the race. So it's an official race when Michael comes across the line this time. Should it be flagged for any reason, it will go into the record books as a completed run. And Michael has clear sailing ahead.
He obviously has put behind him thoughts that he might have any suspension weaknesses in the car because of that contact with the barriers there. He contacted only a collection of soft tires.
Look how fast he's getting through the S's. You'd think he'd be worrying a little bit about the damn track, but he's not. He's full on it.
He described this Renard as a tank. He obviously relies on its strength.
You know, EDS supplies the scoring system for IndyCar as well as in the booth as we take a look at Scott Goodyear's spin once again. And I'll tell you what, in a race as confusing as this, without the EDS system, I don't think we could keep track of it at all.
Oh, we really could. It's been up and down. This was just another replay of Goodyear going off into his deal there in this little runoff area. Here he comes back out on the track now.
So back watching Emerson Fittipaldi, who sits in second, but Mario Andretti continues his challenge, and Mario's son Michael continues his lead.
Now when you buy a
man-made lagoon, it's so cool. Most of the drivers stay here. Pools are all heated. The lobby of the hotel is wide open, and the river is right there, so you can hop on your Sea-Doo and have a great time. But we're having a time over at the IndyCar circuit, and it's a confusing time at that, as Mario Andretti continues his pursuit of Emerson Fittipaldi. He's fallen back just a little bit. Michael Andretti continues the lead, and it is now an official race. We have gone past the halfway point.
From the high cam view there, you can see how there's still wet spots around the track. It's getting dry in the groove or real drive there, but it's a little bit wet in spots yet.
People thought that perhaps Mansell, who seized the pole with such ease, was positioning himself to run away with the championship. This is a very exciting development. Mansell in trouble. New people to the top of the point scoring chart, running really well.
Nigel Mansell is back in 13th place and not on the same lap with the leader. We'll give you the running order again. Michael Andretti up. Two more cars in trouble. One of them Adrian Fernandez. The other, that 24 car, is Willie T. Ribbs. So all three cars out of Derek Walker's stable have been involved in contact today now. Robbie Gordon, Willie T. Ribbs, and Mark Smith.
That's Willie there in the red and white car. Fernandez in the car with some green on it.
Fernandez kind of got captured there. When Willie spun, you can see him waving his hands there. When he spun, there really wasn't any place for Fernandez to go. It wasn't his fault in this particular case.
Unfortunately, they got together at the tires, so there shouldn't be any serious damage to those cars. Let's look it over carefully, though. Willie climbed out of his.
Willie conceded that he was learning the track here. This is his first time here, taking it carefully, but he obviously got caught out by it there.
Well, Fernandez looks like he's okay as he comes back up to speed and only creates a local yellow. Now back with the leader who begins to overhaul some slower traffic.
Michael is able to pull away fractionally from Emerson, who's pursuing him just under 2 seconds back. In turn, Emerson is able to pull away from Mario.
Adrian saw Michael coming and moved right over and got out of the way for him. There comes Emil right by. Emil gained a little bit on that.
See, that shows how Adrian is cool, right, Bobby? Because, in other words, he's just been in an incident, but he isn't so ruffled that he doesn't check his mirrors as he's getting back to speed.
Yes, and Sam, you know, his day hasn't been the best as far as luck goes, but he's really done quite a good job today. Of course, I think he shines on this type of track.
He shines on the ovals, too.
The pursuit continues at the front as Mario tries to catch Emo, and everybody tries to catch this man, Michael Andretti.
Michael is using an awful lot of the curves. He's really up over him. In fact, his tire is going to, if he goes any further, he's going to start taking the cones with him.
Well, I'll tell you, if this car lasts the distance, it is proof that this new Reynard car is bulletproof because it's taken a lot of pounding.
What a wonderful circumstance that would be for Adrian Renard and the whole group if they could have a win very first time out of the box.
Well, you know, they have a long record of that. Each kind of racing that they have gotten into through the years, they have, by luck or merit or what a combination, won the first time out. So this is an incredible question of history possibly in the making.
But just so that people know also, Bruce Ashmore, the guy that did the Lolas for many years, is the guy that did the Adrian car. He left Lola and went with Renard. And so that has to help an awful lot, Tim.
Center of focus is now on second place as Mario Andretti is back on the attack.
Emerson Fittipaldi, 47 years old, so two veterans. Both these men have won both Indianapolis and the World Championship.
At the start of the show, we called them the seniors.
I like that.
They were out of earshot when we did that.
I like that part.
You called them the seniors. I'm
no, I think it was your idea.
Right in between their ages, and I'm not sure I buy that.
Another thing to keep in mind when we watch Michael go through the chicanes, you see right there, he was very high close to the cones. I think that Wally Dallenbach has probably told them that they're susceptible to a stop-and-go penalty if they hit the cones.
Another car being reported out of the race now, Davy Jones, driving for A.J. Foyt. Let's give you the rundown again. Michael Andretti leads, followed by Emerson Fittipaldi, then Mario Andretti, then Jim Vasser, then Stefan Johansson in 6th place, Jacques Villeneuve, then Teo Fabi, Mike Groff, Mauricio Gugelmin, Scott Goodyear is 10th. As Adrian Fernandez has trouble again and almost collects Jim Vasser. Look at this.
I think that Adrian has been in the chicane problem so many times now, he just drives right straight across and keeps going.
We'll continue with the 6th place is Jacques Villeneuve. 7th is Teo Fabi, followed by Mike Groff, Mauricio Gugelmin, Scott Goodyear. Nigel Mansell is 11th off of the lead lap. He is the first one who is not on the leader lap. And 12th is Scott Sharp. Adrian Fernandez is 13th. Paul Tracy 14th. Dominic Dobson 15th. Prior to his incident, Willie T. Ribbs was 16th, followed by Allitzer Jr., and then Davy Jones, who has retired from competition, and Jacques Villeneuve gets in trouble alongside of Stefan Johansson.
That was the deal where they got the tires all locked up between each other, and sometimes they do that, and it looks like that they have a magnet holding them together. Just keep pulling the cars together and then apart, together and apart. Now, Jacques is the one that lost that war, but it looked like for a while that both of them were going to end up in there.
Well, this is going to be a very expensive trip for a number of teams. Seen probably more damage in this one race than in almost the entire season last year.
Yes, more incidents I think we've seen in a long time, Paul.
Here we're having another look at the Jacques Villeneuve incident. He is the son, he's Canadian by birth. He is the son of Gilles Villeneuve, the great Canadian driver who went to Formula One and was killed tragically in a practice accident.
Jacques just didn't have enough room right there. He was being squeezed into the wall a little bit too much.
And Adrian Fernandez now has a tire totally off the right rear. and he has to limp around to the pits. His day has gone from great to terrible.
How quickly.
I'll bet right now he thinks it's from bad to terrible. You know, when you bring him in on a flat tire like that, it doesn't do him any good.
Let's see what happened here. Johansson was just going on straight, it seemed, at that point.
Well, Johansson was just squeezed a little bit too much there. He didn't give his partner enough racing room right there, Paul. That's too close. You can't go that fast. You're probably running 180 miles an hour right there, and that's just not enough room to give a guy.
It reminds me of bumper cars.
Finally making his way back into the pits is Adrian Fernandez. He was in 15th prior to coming in. So Mario Andretti is trying to catch Emerson Fittipaldi, and Michael Andretti has led from the green flag. We'll be back with more from Australia after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Andretti is still the leader. He's led right from the green flag on a rather confusing afternoon. Tonight on ABC, it starts with America's Funniest Hour. And then at a special time, 8 o'clock, 7 Central, Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman star in Rain Man, a winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It's the ABC Sunday night movie tonight. Well, Michael Andretti and the Renard chassis is still the leader here. This is the battle on the course. It's a fight for second between a very racy Mario Andretti trying to catch Emerson Fittipaldi. At the start of the show, we talked about some of the stories that exist here today. Let's review some of those now, beginning with Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, it looks as if maybe Bobby Rahal was prophetic with his headline. Nigel Mansell certainly has proved that he is not God, because he's running back in 10th place, 1 lap behind the leaders after a terrible afternoon. Team Penske, we talked about it. We questioned whether the super team had its act together. Mechanical malfunctions on first Al Unser Jr.'s car, and then just a couple of laps ago, Paul Tracy's engine went dead after an engine fire. So 2 of the 3, despite the fact that Emerson Fittipaldi is still in the hunt, they're out. Let's update you as well on the condition of the brand new Honda engine. Bobby Rahal out very early after a shunt, and then it fell to the shoulders of the man that tested for so long, that being Mike Groff, his teammate, to try and bring home that Honda engine and make at least 1 race in the record books. Let's check in with Gary Gerald for some more stories.
Yes, and in the Chip Ganassi pits, where Michael Andretti is having almost a storybook day in his return to IndyCar racing. We talked about his great determination, how he nearly lost total control of his race car in qualifying yesterday, launched it off one of the chicanes, but that Renard chassis is held up. And right now, we're expecting him momentarily. The crew is over the wall on pit road for a final pit stop. And keep in mind, Chip Ganassi has never won an IndyCar race. Paul?
So Mansell comes back into the fight after his pit stop. Lights the tires down into the first corner. They're still cold. Here comes Michael Andretti. He was displaying some smoke at the back of the car, and he is slow on the circuit now. Is it over for Michael, or is he just rolling for pit road? Let's see, as Gary's there.
Indeed. Emerson jumps on top of the car. They make the changes. They top him off with fuel here in the lengthening shadows. You can see the flame ripping out of the exhaust at the left rear. Andretti looking for a storybook finish ending now. He's poised. He's ready. Waiting for the jacks to come down. There they are. He's on his way. Not fast. Nearly 18 seconds, Paul.
And again, it looked like a small display of blue smoke under the back of the car as he pulled away. So we'll keep an eye on Michael Andretti. There is Mike Groff, the lone hope of the Honda contingent, and you can see he's been in contact with a couple of cars on the circuit throughout the afternoon.
Well, most of them have hit somebody sometime or another during the afternoon. Now, Michael's out on cold tires. He's a little bit slow in the very beginning. That's where you see Groff run up on him like he is.
Looking out the back end of Michael's car, back at Mike Groff.
As we start to see that smoke out of Michael Andretti's car, just remember back to Indianapolis a couple of years ago. Just remember how often Michael Andretti has come near the end of a race only to break down right at the end.
And keep track. Did you notice when he came into the pits, it's so dark here now that besides being able to see the flame of the exhaust, when they pulled the wheel off of the left rear, you could see the sparkle of all the little carbons as it fell off and hit the hot brake calipers and the brake disc.
As we look out the back of Michael's car, also we look at Mike Groff, who's got a left front wing missing. So some of the confrontations he's had, he lost a wing along the way. Now that doesn't make him go any faster either.
Emerson Fittipaldi comes in as the leader of the race, makes his stop. Here's Jack.
And Nigel Bennett timed Michael Andretti stop and showed the crew what they had to be.